was the first day of a huge 2-year project funded by Burberry. We gave them a bit of time at the beginning of the morning to explore the whole gallery, which I think was really good to understand the scale of the building, because this is a purpose-built building. And then we spent about an hour and a half just focusing on one room, which was just a very small collection from the Wakefield gallery of Henry Moore.
Quite a lot of the school children have come up to me and they've looked at this piece of sculpture, and what they've found that they actually can touch it. They've been very excited to put on the gloves. So I think it's really important then to put the gloves on and the texture of that, and it's been quite interesting. Some of the girls thought it was a man and some of the boys thought it was a woman. But because they've touched this, they're going to take this away with them because they've actually experienced something which is quite unique. There's not many pieces that you can actually touch in an art gallery, and I think they're going to take away the fact that they're allowed to come to some place like this and enjoy it.
So this morning I've been doing a critical thinking workshop using drama as the art form. So we've been using words and ideas and looking at the creative process and responses to each of the works that you see in Gallery Number 1, and getting young people to basically talk about why they like things, why they don't like things, but getting them to try and develop their reasoning on that rather than just it's good or it's not good. Really trying to investigate why something attracts them or doesn't attract them. When they first came in, they obviously had sensory overload and were quite slow when they first began to kind of respond. But that picked up, and actually, the more the workshop went on, the more they opened up. When I'm looking at the post-it notes and their responses, there was a lot of stuff about looking at things in more detail before you make a judgment. And actually, if you look at things carefully, you see more than you thought was in there.
I'm meant to be capturing like the empathy of people when they see the works of art. It's quite exciting because like you get to come in and see works of art that people from all over the country have done, and especially like Barbara Hepworth. Some people have been like surprised that she could do like there's some work of art that she's seen and thought like, wow, I didn't know she could do that, or I didn't know that somebody could be as creative to actually think of that.
Being in the gallery, it's been a bit of a new experience, just looking at all the stuff. I've found a lot of things quite interesting, like the shapes and everything. Some of the history behind Henry Moore and Barbara Hepworth is interesting, like she used to work in bronze, etc. I've seen a couple of faces looking wow like that, and I think there's been people that have been quite surprised on how the reactions have actually been in this gallery like me. I've been quite surprised on how big it is and how much artwork there is as well.
The space that was created in here was really, really supportive, and what I thought was really nice was the children had ourselves as artists, the volunteers and the teachers from school all working as a team to make the learning experience as good as possible, and they really responded well to that.
There's quite a nice contrast as well from when they came, because some of them were a bit like, oh, I don't want to do this, kind of a bit grumpy, and by the time they'd left, a lot of them were smiling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. And really into what they were doing. And
I don't know what you guys, I heard some really positive comments as they went out as well. Like,
I think it's how they were treated as well, because we treat them as equals. We don't, these are a load of school children, we talk to them and make it really for them to have a great experience, because I think that's what we all want to do, for them to go back and say, I want to go there again.
I had a couple of kids say at the end that they've got to come back and bring the families and the parents with them to show them the place. So.
shape here that kind of does look like it's cascading like a waterfall. Does that look menacing to you? If you were to walk into that landscape, do you think you'd be a bit scared?
Yeah.
I think the lions are pretty scared to walk into that landscape. Okay, next one. What I like about it is I came in on this picture when the artist was adding this shape here to represent gust. So all that is kind of this windy landscape. So in 1 minute, do you think you could kind of sum up kind of the things that happened in this gallery that would make maybe other people kind of want to take part in that workshop?
I might be able to.
Say it again.
I might be able to.
You might be able to. Excellent. Right, give it a go. No pressure, don't worry.
I was expecting paintings and like just little sculptures type things, but then I walked into that gallery, that really big one, like, whoa.
Yeah, I heard teachers talking about sculptures like size of a double-decker bus or something like that. I just thought it weren't going to be small things about halfway size of me. But as soon as I walked into that gallery with that massive thing, I was like, wow, it's way better than I thought.
It's better than what I expected. Because I expected it to be a bit boring, because I don't think art was good or exciting or anything.
Who was kind of leading your session in this gallery? Was it an artist or a teacher? An artist. Oh, okay.
In my mind, the most significant impact was amongst pupils who perhaps worked directly with an artistic practitioner here in school, because they had a very, very intensive experience. And the pupils who worked with those artists, I think, produced a high quality finished product, in some cases working with a new material in a new way.
It's also a bit better than other museums like art galleries, because there's some sculptures here you can touch, but you've got to put these white gloves on first, so I think that's quite good.
It looked like a log and it was actually made out of bronze. And I saw Chelsea Brown playing it and I was taking pictures.
Okay.
They were actually quite funny pictures as well.
So what did you do with the bronze and your
We had to
gloves?
put them in different sections, so one of them were name something that would be used in your city, and I thought industry, so I put it in that, and then someone said no, you put in this one, and we started arguing.
Ah, okay. So it caused a bit of discussion then?
It did a bit.
The vast majority of our pupils are aware of Henry Moore, because he's originally from Castleford, so they have an awareness of him. One or two may have heard of Barbara Hepworth, but I think they were certainly in the minority. And I think for them, simply in terms of perhaps experiencing the architecture of the gallery, experiencing that space, being there, seeing something that is essentially on their doorstep, I think did inspire them, and I think does lead to a certain amount of pride.
Taking them outside the classroom environment and completely uploading them to another just inspires them completely, because you're not in the classroom with Sir or Miss.
And it's not outside the classroom.
Yeah, and it's not, you're not restricted to 55 minutes, an hour's lesson, and then you move on to a next subject.
It's kind of a shock to see all different paintings, and it's you always think it's going to be boring because it's a museum, and when you go, it's kind of good. So it's a massive shock.
Really?
Yeah.
But what do you like?
I like the bit where you just went round looking at him and seeing what she's done. I just didn't like where you have to stand up and all that and explain it. When you don't really know much about it, it's hard to explain it to a class.
In my mind, the most significant impact was amongst pupils who perhaps worked directly with an artistic practitioner here in school, because they had a very, very intensive experience, and the pupils who worked with those artists I think produced a high quality finished product, in some cases working with a new material in a new way.
I liked the workshops that we did at school, and I liked bits of the workshop that we did at the Hepworth, because I'm not very arty, but I still liked the stuff where it was all hands-on and like with the wire.
I've got a degree in art, and I would say that I am an artist. I do practice art because I am a teacher to them, so they had the opportunity to work with a real artist, so they really valued that. And I think that's probably why they worked more intensely and things, because they saw that person as an artist.
They showed off a bit as well.
Yeah,
They wanted to impress. They wanted to impress them, and sometimes pupils don't want to impress teachers because it's not seen to be cool.
Actually seeing a practicing artist, that was very inspirational to them.
I think that is something of your imagination, what you've previously seen or have seen in your head, like dreams or something. And something that's not that you see every day and that's really unique.